family and friends in UK, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Seminar Star di African place bu ñepp doon xaar képp ko bëgg sa taar wala bëgg sa sa buy bëggal sa xol dawal fofu ci Seminar Star ñu leen di organic and body hair oil, soap for hands and smooth face, whitening soaps, waaye tamit amal nañ leen lii di hair spa cream for face and body with no chemicals, all natural. Wow, all natural laa leen wax de xanaa li neex da ba noppi waaye nag emuñ foofu rek ma ne xéewal day mat moo tax nag ñu amal leen lii di African clothes, amal leen lii di baby carrier di mbootu ma ne ana yaayi neene yu baax yi daw si leen gaaw amal nañ leen tamit lii di turban hats, fancy face masks. képp ko xamante ne nag bëgg nga am ñii di Seminar Style mun nga leen a contact si seen email adresse bi di seminarstyle@gmail.com wala nag foofu di seen website bi di seminarstyle.com. bagage yu yaañ yii nag amul ci African country jamono juñ toll nii waaye nag am na ci European countries yi ak American countries yi pour bégal sa xol rafetal sa taar dawal foofu si Seminar Style. Seminar Style rafetaay yépp ay feeñ.
way to what you want to achieve. That's what you should do. You don't give up. And at the end of the day, we have the same objective. We are all celebrating here because we all have played our role in one way or the other, even sometimes at certain personal sacrifices. From 2018 in Monrovia, I was privileged to be in that final, and our late beloved football legend, Biri Biri, accompanied me to that finals. And Matarr was able to wipe 29 years of tears from his eyes. Because he could remember exactly 29 years earlier, they lost to Liberia in the final in the American tournament. When the then President Samuel Doe was at his peak, I think soldiers were even invading the pitch with Kalashnikovs to really scare them. So that was at the end of the match, the referee had to tell them, he got a penalty, but he came to him and said, do you want me to blow that penalty and go home dead? He told me, yes, we understand. So, and then he had to go back to that same place in 29 years later to lift that trophy. I think really, that's something really he deserved. And then, in between, so many friendly test matches here and there. And the subsequent competition from Guinea, he would have won the gold medal. But we came again with a bronze. And late last year, the tournament in Senegal chess, which was a highlight of everything. It's what really moved every Gambian. Us coming back from Dakar with that and snatching it from our bigger brothers, our neighbors. And the performance of the team in the recently concluded AFCON under-20 in Mauritania also is in records. Even though we did not win the final, the final, we didn't go to the finals. But everybody, even our own opponents, believe and really know that our team was a formidable one. And then defeating Tunisia in the third place and coming home with a bronze medal, I think is really deserved. It's a deserved win for the team. Off the pitch, the aspect of what Coach Matarr and his team of able assistants, the two assistant coaches in the persons of Oriba and also and Ayaya Mane, who's a fitness coach, and also our own brother, another legend, Globa, really, and the backroom staff, really I was with them on several days in Mauritania. And then really, everybody will talk about the Gambia team. When we are playing, every opponent really respects us. And the boys played, they expressed their individual talents, but also they performed very well as a team. And Matarr will always want to get the best. And if you want to get the best, you give the best, and he has ever been given his best at the Football Federation. So really, we are very much appreciative of this gesture, you are complementing the efforts of the Football Federation. And I think, as I said, it will also serve as a motivation and encouragement to others, and also for them to also understand that really their efforts are not being forgotten, they have been realized. So really, coming back to the Federation, myself and my colleagues, the second vice is also responsible for technical matters under whose purview Matarr would fall. Prolific in terms of their activities. I think there is no allied association that really is more prolific than them in terms of activities and programs that they are doing. And I think really that's very encouraging. They are doing the work. They are doing the work. We are very much satisfied with the son. And sometimes we, even at the GFF, we appreciate that thing. The most recent one is the CAF sea licensing cost, which really is more than a success. We did it under their supervision with our own local instructors, and then the candidates, the number of candidates who want to apply is too much. They couldn't even accommodate all of them because they are focused. And the training also is across the board. So really, we are very much grateful, and it's impacting on the players. It's impacting on our league. If you look at even the turnout, the attendance, the people, despite the concerns that we have, that our traditional grounds are not available because of the construction going on. People have to trek, to very inconvenienced areas. But if you go to Basori now, you see the turnout, spectators. You come to the Technical Training Center, Usman Sao football field in Old Yundum. With all the inconvenience it has very limited seating capacity. Where it is available, it's not very comfortable, but you'll be surprised. You don't talk of the stadium. And I also watch the women's league, women's league match in all the way in Kitty. You are surprised. So I think because the spectators are getting what they want from at least the players, then that's a product of the coaches. If the coaches are not doing their job properly, then the player will not be able to satisfy the coaches. So really, I think your activities are, somebody would say, cross-cutting in all aspects of football development. And if you look at the level of the turnout of our local players across the borders, turning professional at one stage or the other, is also really monumental, and it's because we are producing the qualities and the caliber of players that others want to get to. So I wouldn't end this statement without really recognizing the efforts of the Football Coaches Association, and I can once again assure you of myself and my colleagues at the executive and the secretariat's readiness to continue the collaboration, because you are the ones who are responsible for football development, and you are doing that very well. We give you all the support and encouragement. To Coach Matarr, once again, hearty congratulations. You never let us down, and we have no doubts that we'll go to the highest level. And then finally, to my own daughter, Seni Sisoho, who really, have no doubts, is taking good care of our son-in-law. When he was in Mauritania, he was, I'm sure, they were exchanging notes every minute, and Matarr really was himself, and this is why he's able to do. As the adage goes, behind every great man, there's a great woman. So that is in Seni. Seni, keep it up. Concentrate. You're a football technician yourself, like Matarr, and I think it's a good combination. I want to once again apologize for this very long statement, but I think the gathering is served. We have to recognize really all those who really have made this happen. And I also finally want to thank my brother, Honorable Mahmoud Sabali, for his presence. We all know he's also a football fan and enthusiast. And this very important ceremony really shows his commitment to Gambian football. And then the media from all the respective media houses, the GTTV and then the QTV and all other media houses. And finally, our dearest brother, Habibi Fall. That's Gambian football. Habibi crowns Gambian football. Yes, Habibi he's the jewel. He crowns Gambian football. He's all the time very passionately with Real de Banjul, but every aspect of football, he'll showcased coaches, referees, fans, administrators, and players. He doesn't stop at players, because I follow him very well on the Facebook, and then he's trying to educate, popularize the game, and popularize those who are behind the players. I think it's very important. You can know the players, where you may not know the coaches, you may not know even the security. Sometimes, put them on. People should know. So I really, Habibi, really thank you for the invaluable support and collaboration they are giving to football, and our gratitude to your colleagues, Omar and Lamin Barrow, and everybody in Gambia Football Fan Forum. Thank you so much. Our gratitude to your colleagues, Omar and...
I think since then, Real didn't get a trophy for the league, because it was the last trophy that he got. Habib Fall, don't be and then the trophy was taken care of by Matarr. And then, it had been snatched from Real Value to GFF for 4 years contract, isn't it? And these 4 years, I think it has been simplified. And we have the Sadibu here, who can just hang it on Matarr's.
All of them at once. Wow.
Okay, in our midst, we've invited Channel, a youngster who was my junior working under the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but alhamdulillah, the prayers have been answered. Now, everybody is talking Sabali. This award has been given to Matarr as the best coach in Senegal after winning the trophy in Senegal. So can you come and manipulate?
Congratulations. If I may break protocol here to personally say congratulations to the Coaching Association and the GFF. I'm deeply touched by this, and when Papa told me I was sleepy and tired today, but I had to come. I could not make it to First Division or Premier League, but I played football, and it was the coaches in the communities. I just met some up country. I wonder what they get out of it. They make us who we are, because apart from being a professional in the game, it keeps you off the streets of bad behavior, and we don't pay them anything. So I want to personally say congratulations to Matarr and all those coaches all over the country and beyond who've been there for all of us. Congratulations to me.
Last but not least, we had a feed from the staff, GFF staff, that after the whole show we can make a family fun. But the last but not the least, Prezi, that the Kemo, can you just connect over to the... you hand it to Matarr, but don't tell Matarr just for Sunday money. So everybody. Okay, last but not least, we had a small token from the Gambia Football Association through the Gambia Football Federation, and without them, we cannot afford to have such kind of things. Thank you. We're coming to our aids, and then we want to start so that you can get it.
Sorry, you were talking about Rio.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the presentation. Now, I'll call on Coach Matarr to give a vote of thanks before we call everything off. Mr. Mboj, please.
Sorry. Let me steal snatch 1 minute of yours. I've spoken about the Gambia Football Coaches Association as the president. But he has a double role also in Matarr. See, and Mr. Fai also, who is also the chairman of the Technical Development Committee of the Gambia Football Federation, under whose committee's purview, the youth categories of football and national team fall under. So I think we need this for the future. So, gentlemen, congratulations. Yeah, yeah.
GFF President Ajo, GFF Second Vice President Mr. Ibu Fai, GFF EXCO member Sadibu Kamaso, President of the Gambia Football Coaches Association Mr. Paswarai Fai, Head of Delegation Executive Member Mr. Abdul Karim C, Finance Director Mr. Kemo Sise, First Vice of the Gambia Football Coaches Association Fodeba, my staff, media, Secretary General of the Gambia Football Coaches Association, Admin Department of GFF, my dear wife, and all other protocols observed. Excuse me, Mr. Sabali as well. Thank you so much. I think, you know, for the first time in a very long time, I'm actually speechless. Sometimes you sort of have an idea of what to expect and you picture it in your mind, but this today is truly beyond my expectations. I can only say thank you to the Almighty, but also I have to thank everyone who is here today, and also by extension everyone who couldn't make it. If you see all these medals behind on my neck and all these different trophies and successes, it's not just me. It's not possible for one person to achieve this. It's the teamwork, hard work and support. I have to start with the GFF because they could have chosen not to hire me. I went for an interview. They made the decision to bring me on board. And then as well as that, as the President has already said, provided all the tools necessary. There'll be quarrels here and there. It's normal. It just shows that everybody wants to win. It happens in the biggest, even the World Cup winners, France. It happens. Even the likes of Liverpool, Real Madrid, wherever you name it, it happens. Chelsea, we all see the Chelsea fan is there. How many times every year you're changing your coaches because there's squabbles going on in the boardroom. But it shows that I'm a very and people will not maybe know the story that I made the decision years ago in 2014. I had a very cushy, comfortable job in the UK. Everybody knows the UK, some of the most fantastic facilities. I had the privilege to go to the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, to watch the England national team train. I would go and watch Liverpool play whenever I could. It was a very comfortable life, maybe, if you analyzed it. But there was barriers. There were barriers in terms of progression and in terms of how we are treated across there. I don't want to go into details. If you just look at the story, how many black coaches will you see in the Premier League? You can count them on one hand in terms of the coaches you have in the whole of England. You have all these different, the Black Lives Matter movement, everything that's going on in the US. You can feel it. So why go through all those barriers? He is twice as good as everyone else. I made the decision to come back home and help my country, help my own people. Yeah. I think so far so good. I can only thank the Federation, and I can thank Gambians everywhere for vindicating that difficult decision, because I came and the opportunities were there. And I think it's also a very good example to show others in the diaspora who maybe are also thinking about potentially coming back home and making a contribution to society. It is there for you. We as Africans, we as Gambians, we have to be proud of our country. We have to be proud of where we are from. And yes, we can go away, get the education, get the background, get the degrees, which I have done, get the qualifications, which I have done. But it's been such an honor, such a privilege to work for this national team. And I think that there's a message there, and I think all of us, we need to really consider that. It's not all about the gold streets in Europe or wherever you want to say in the world. Let's try and see what we can do for our own country, not what your country should do for you. What can you do for your country? Never did I imagine that I would be sitting as the second recipient. It's a true honor, and a message to the coaches as well in the coaching fraternity and my colleagues. Really and truly, if you work hard, the reward. Thank you so much again. And finally, to my dear wife, honestly, the president has said everything, because behind every man's success, there is a woman behind him, driving him, inspiring him. She's on the coaching team, but on non-contract, So it adds value, because she's also a former player. She's played in the World Cup. It's really football is football in our house. Somebody asked me whether I will play football, and I said maybe you're talking to the wrong family to ask that question. Yeah. So football is in our blood. It's in her blood. It's in my blood. And we're just very thankful that we've had the opportunity, and I've been able to share all the highs and all the lows with her as well. So I can only thank her for everything she's contributed to my family, to my mother, to my late father as well for getting my education. And I can only thank them as well. My brothers, my sisters. It's as I repeat, it's not one person. It's not possible. And finally, I just have to say, Alhamdulillah, thank you to the Almighty. Thank you so much.
Merci.
That's great, Mr. Mboch. We also thank you too. We'll come to the tail end of the program. Now I'll give the second Vice President to give the closing remarks before we pray and close the...
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Secretary General, the President, executive members, Coaches Association, GFF staffs, First Division coaches, Mr. Sabali, and all the media. We want to thank Matarr for the achievement. He has shown that he is the best under-20 coach that the Gambia has ever produced. His achievements speak for itself. But we also want to thank the First Division, Second Division, Third Division, and Nawetan coaches. Produce these players. Who produce these top players for Matarr to select from, and all our coaches. They work day and night, with knowledge, without knowledge, to lead these players to where they are now today. So they deserve all the nation as coaches, and we encourage them through the Coaches Association to be members of the Coaches Association, so that they will also meet the high level that we are celebrating today. We also want to thank the investors, the club owners, who invest their resources, their personal resources, without any returns, for coaches to work, to produce players for this country. We are an amateur football country, and it's very difficult to invest in football. The return is very minimal. Even the institutional teams, they struggle financially. So it's a difficult struggle. Football is a collective, and we can develop football without working collectively. We are an executive today, tomorrow we will go on. Our role is to build the structures. So
Seminar Star di African place bu ñepp doon xaar képp ko bëgg sa taar wala bëgg sanse buy bëggal sa xol dawal fofu ci Seminar Star amal nañ leen li di organic and body hair oil, soap for hands and smooth face, whitening soaps, waaye tamit amal nañ leen li di hair spa cream for face and body with no chemicals, all natural. Wow, all natural laa leen wax de xanaa li neex na ba noppi